no stripe here. No stripe. It's not late. It's going on 9. Not late for vacation day. Hey, bud. Here's the last of my chicken. I need another chicken. Maybe after we walk, Don can let me run into the store. Here he comes with his newspaper. I'll holler for Stripe over here in a minute. Hey, Donnie.
Morning.
You didn't see Stripe, did you?
Nope, I didn't see no kitty cat. I heard you call for him.
It's in the mid-30s out here this morning. It's pretty nice. Almost feels spring-like. Forget that old man winter. Stripe still hasn't shown up, but everybody else is here. No appointments today. No taekwondo till next week. Should be a calm day today, let's hope. There you are! There you are. I'll come down and see you. Hi. Don't scare Panther. I'm coming. I'm coming. Well, Dusty's doing good, but in the morning when he's ready to eat, he's just mostly ready to eat. He's cute. He was in my lap for a little bit. Greg Fischel's Patreon forecast, and I am not complaining about the winter warm-up. Yay! It's going on 60 degrees, and today is trash pickup along the road over here. So Don is in his neon orange to make sure we're visible. I have on purple. It's not quite as bright, but it is a bright color. We're just getting tired of looking at it over here. We kind of did a half pass a while ago, but today we'll walk to the other side of the bridge and get more of it. Unfortunately, I picked up a beer can and it spilled all over my fingers, so I now smell like a brewery. Oh well. You can see Don down there. He's on the embankment. With my knee, I can't do that, so I'm doing all of the flatter surfaces. So the Sprint CenturyLink guys, they came and marked the wires over here. And this is what they do when they're done with their spray paint. They throw the cans on the ground. I've picked up 2 so far. 2. Well, that was a good workout. All that bending over 100 times probably. Phew! The trash can at the end of the trail's full. Nobody's cleaned it in at least 10 days. So, we're gonna at least carry it back up to the other park where he drives in and just kind of throws the trash in the back of the truck. Because this one on the trail, he's got to drive down or drive into, and I usually tell him when it's full. When I see him, maybe Tuesday or something up at the park. I'm sure they're off their holiday schedule. I'll make sure to note that it's full down there if it's not emptied by then. I'm officially hot with 2 layers, and as soon as I can wash my hands at the park, I'll be ditching a layer. Oh wow, the great blue heron was in there.
I saw him.
Wow. He was huge. He stood 3 feet tall. He was very large. Never seen one down here before. You feel better now?
Yeah, I got that.
Clean hands and a layer gone. It really would be hard to be any nicer than it is right now. Although Greg was saying Monday and Tuesday of next week are prime weather days.
It may get too hot. It's going to be like 75.
No, remember, we're not complaining about warmth.
That's right.
Ever again.
No.
Well, not until summertime. Not in the winter. We're not complaining about winter warmth and less high electric bills because we're not having to heat the house, and the stress on me from the cats was just too much. So, well, it could have been a little cooler.
Yeah.
We're pretty warm on our walk. Don's got short sleeves. I've just got one long sleeve shirt now, but I'm not complaining about the heat. We saw Miss Rosa at the track. Unfortunately, she showed up right when we were finishing our third lap, and you know, we walked extra today too, so we chatted with her for a bit. And Andy, one of our other friends, she was there and was going to pick up walking with Rosa, so that was good. But it was nice to see them. It's been 3 weeks at least, other than an email here or there, so it was good to see them. I'm mad.
Yeah, she is.
I am.
Rightfully so.
We were crossing in the pedestrian walk back there, and because of my knee and my age, it's not like I can just take off at a sprint. And this guy came down, and he was not going horribly fast, but he was going fast enough, and he looked right at me, never slowed, was within 3 feet of me at 35 mile or 45 mile an hour. He just didn't care. It's a clearly marked pedestrian crosswalk, and I don't think his excuse was he didn't know it was there. He didn't even take his foot off the gas, to even think about slowing. What kind of a human being does that?
Your typical human being.
See, I keep on expecting the best of people, and Don knows better, I guess, but I'm always going to hope for the best.
Yeah.
Don's just loading up the trash to take it home. He's got a couple of trash bags back there. I'm still upset about the jerk in the car. And I just will add, and I'm sure you guys all agree, that pedestrians are not obligated to take off at a sprint to prevent you from having to slow. So any expectation of I should have sped up for him. I mean, I did do 1 or 2 steps faster. I'm not sure he wouldn't have hit me. But after 1 or 2 steps and I had made it into the far lane, I, didn't continue at a sprint. I turned around and gave him a evil look is what I did. I just wasn't nice. I didn't need that today. These people be kind. You never know the person crossing the street, if they have, how old they are, how fast they can move. And even if they can move, they shouldn't have to because of you and your car.
Well, it's a lot of effort to take your foot off
the gas,
or move to the brake. That's you don't understand. Most people, that's more exercise than to get on.
I think his punishment should be having to cross back and forth for 2 hours straight while people come and go down the road. See how he likes it. That's what I think he should have to. He should have to practice. My buddy's hanging here with me. Marty was here a minute ago. Don's emptying the trash out. He had plenty of things to put under. Did you go see Dusty? Put under the trash so Jules didn't get dirty. I mean, it's such a short trip. Hey, bud. I retrieved the pieces of the tree face and hung it back up. The one eye that didn't fall is nice and white, and the rest of them aren't. Oh well.
So there's the garage door opener, and you can see this is the tube, torque tube they call it, and it has a gear mounted on it, and that gear turns this gear, which turns this screw, which slides a carbon block, and you can see the carbon. See the carbon across, and I'm thinking that carbon block is not making good contact now. It's a little off. Probably I'll look up how to recalibrate it first. That'll be the first thing I'll do. Well, I gotta tell you, it didn't work. Recalibrating, it's no better. So I'm gonna clean the resistor now. Well, I sprayed it really good. I'm just gonna let it air dry. That's I think it's really just some kind of chlorofluorocarbon, like R11 or something like that. Anyway, we'll see. I'm gonna let it sit.
Tree face fixed, driveway blown, set up my phone as a key for Jules again. Yeah. I had been lazy about doing that after I had to wipe my phone a couple weeks ago. This seemed like a good afternoon to catch up. Tux, he was outside he followed me down to the tree, and he didn't follow me when I had the blower, but he was really enjoying his person being out there and being warm and getting his belly rubbed, and him and Marty both were hanging pretty good. So, So you tried to fix the garage door?
Yeah, that problem where it doesn't automatically go up.
Yeah.
So far it's not looking good. Let me just say that. I've squirted it with some tuner cleaner, and so or contact cleaner. So hopefully that'll help. It said to let it dry, so I'm letting it dry.
Yeah, and Don, Don's got to do everything just right. He came home and, well, first off, he hauled the trash out that we picked up.
Yeah.
We don't want to block the trash cans up there. If we knew the guy was coming around in an hour, we might would have left it beside the trash can, or if it wasn't a holiday and he was picking it up lickety-split every morning, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But we're not going to block the trash cans and give those people an excuse to not even put the stuff in the can. So,
right.
But Don came home and he sorted. He pulled almost all of the aluminum cans out, and he
recycled bin.
Yeah, and put the trash up and got it all dealt with what we picked up down there. So that was
well, Jules was parked outside the garage at that point.
Right, backed up to the carport in front of the GMC is where you had Jules. Yep.
Yeah, I had set up a little workbench out there so I could make it easier to sort the trash without messing up anything. I didn't have to bend over. But when I went to pull Jules into the garage, the garage was already open, because when we drove home with Jules from our walk, the garage door went up, but I did not put Jules in the garage. I stopped a few feet away from the garage.
And we left it up because it's warmer outside than inside, and letting some warm air in means less heating need for Dusty.
Well, that's right.
And you working comfortably out there doing projects while you've been off and home.
Right. And so I got in Jules and put Jules in the garage, and basically as I was pulling into the garage door started going down. And it's like, and it's like, that wasn't unexpected. So I guess at this point, I'm going to just say I'm not going to subscribe to MyQ when the subscription runs out, or I'm just going to turn it off. That auto open and auto close is just, it just isn't smooth enough. They need to use the cameras. They need to, Elon needs to step up and add the camera to the thing, and it needs to recognize my home garage. I mean, obviously, it knows MyQ knows I was within range, or the GPS knows. So it ought to start recognizing my garage door and learn if the garage door is open or closed, or use the sensor or what. I mean, if you drive up to the garage door and it's closed, maybe it ought to open it. And then if you are pulling into the garage and the car is still moving, let's not tell the garage door to close right now.
Well, that's a good point. This is integration with Tesla.
Yeah.
So the car knows it's moving.
The car knew.
The car should not be sending signals to the garage door open. I mean, I guess you're moving away though. So if you said that, then you're leaving down the driveway. You never stop, so it would never close. I guess that's where it's like I'm moving, and the camera knows that I'm not underneath the door, or the door is. Anyway, the whole thing, knowing if it's open or closed, didn't help one bit with the door trying to come down on top of the car, which is one of the reasons why we didn't have HomeLink set up to do auto open or auto close. That and the fact that we cool and we heat, and we often come home and don't pull in.
Right.
And so it automatically opening or closing is not helpful to us, because we're just not always going in, or
Marianne frequently leaves Ruby outside
during the school day.
Because she's going to go out later, so she doesn't.
Yeah, and the weather's nice, and right there in front of the garage, there's not really tree threats, and
all that stuff.
She's just got to watch out for tucks.
So maybe third time's a charm. So HomeLink was, if it wasn't the solution. MyQ, in my opinion, isn't the solution. So maybe the third time, Tesla.
Well, I don't think they plan to fool with the cameras now that they've got this deal with MyQ. But I think they should have done the cameras instead, in my opinion.
I think until...
Well, the right answer is, would you like me to close the door now? Yes, please close the door.
Right. Well, that's
guessing what I want you to do.
Right. Well, the other thing is... if they're going to have autonomous cars, or I'm going to have an autonomous driving vehicle, It's got to get itself in and out of the garage. So I'm going to go drive it out of the garage and put it in the garage every day? Is that what my job's going to be? And it's going to drive me around everywhere else? I don't think so.
Well, maybe since it would never leave itself outside, it won't ever get confused and have the door try to come down on it, but
that's what I'm saying.
Elon,
you got to work on it.
I would be more comfortable with auto open and close for either HomeLink or MyQ, both of which can do it, if the camera was backing up. If the camera was backing it up. And until the camera backs it up,
right.
And then even then, like I said, our use case with me parking out in front, because we have that luxury many times a day as I'm in and out, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm not even sure we want auto close and auto open on a normal day, but
right.
Yeah. So anyway, Jules is fine, but Dawn got a little startled with the MyQ technology today.
Yep.
It's only 3 p.m. I'm going to do a bag or two on the lighthouse. You guys might have seen I had a towel over top of it, and that was to keep food splatter off during our meal yesterday. But also, these wires look just, you know, maybe tempting, and I didn't want nighttime to get in trouble. So I threw a towel over it. Once it's all together, it'll be fine. She really doesn't mess with my stuff hardly ever, but those wires sticking out looked a little tempting to me. So better safe than sorry. Certainly can uncover it while I'm working with it. She's asleep somewhere. I'm done with bag 6. The little lighthouse keeper has a bed and a candle to read by and a little kitchen area. This is roughly going somewhere there. I don't know exactly how. We'll figure that out. It looks like bag 7 is going to continue on with the little house. It tops it out. Kind of looks like it's making it a modular where you'll be able to press on the roof, but it'll come apart into 2 pieces. So it's a little after 4:06. I'm going to work on bag 7 now. We had an Amazon delivery, and I went out, and when I was already out there, I stayed with Dusty for a while. So you know, bag 6 took me about an hour, but not quite really. So number 7 put all the decorative pieces to make it look like siding, and the door and the fish and the stoop, and then there's a round piece that was mounted to the bottom of the building that went into a round piece that was built previously on the platform, and that's how it snapped into place. And also the back side of the fish goes into a hole over here, so it kind of holds this entranceway area into the house. So, and those are the pieces for bag 8. I think I'm going to do 8 and then stop. It's 4:30. That was a pretty small bag. So it was time to switch books for bag 8. This is the portrait positioned book, and it looks like I'm going to put on the first 2 sections of the lighthouse with bag 8. And then 9 and 10 are more decoration on the outside. It's going to be a square that turns to look like a rounded structure. And then finally over here at 11, we do the roof on the little cottage. And 12 is a 3rd level, and 13, the final bag, is the very top with the lens. So like I said, I'm going to do 8 and then I'm going to stop for today. But that'll be cool to start to see it go up.